even all. We're excited for this. I have no idea what is going to happen in these races. Charlie's finished her degree! Yay! Round of applause. Hit that like button. That's the round of applause. Oh, fair one. So we're celebrating tonight with 3 hill climbs.
And a nice meal.
Yeah, and a nice meal, to be fair.
And
yeah.
a Zoom party.
A Zoom party, yeah. Ugh.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, love.
Thanks, guys.
Are you trying to get past?
No, I'm waiting for my car to heat up. Oh, are you still for this?
No. Okay. Vocal. Everything. Hey guys. Cheers. Morning, Richie. Where are you at? Where are you living? So, my first time I get to try out the skin serum in an actual hill climb. You'll probably be able to see Charlie in the background in this stream. Ooh. Oh. I'm not really in. David, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to it. You can do it instead of me if you want. There we go. It's a little bit better. So, as I explained earlier, for those of you that just joined, all the details are in the description down below. So, if you want to see the actual Strava segments that these hill climbs will be based on, exactly the same length, exactly the same gradient. Yeah, like it's all there. It's all there. So be my guest. We'll see how they compare. Sorry, Josh. So we have 13 minutes. Just gonna have a little warm up. So, get race. So I'm going to switch you over to live scene, and this is what we've got. So this is the first race tonight. Feels weird, but it's literally 1.1k at 13% average. But as some of you will know, in real life, this climb is in Sheffield. It's very, very steep in certain areas. You might be able to see the blue line just to the right of the screen. That is basically the actual map, sort of the climb. Now you won't be able to see the surroundings. This is literally just the road you'll be able to see. But for those of you that have ridden it, you will notice almost like a perfect similarity between this and the real life climb. So this is going to be the first one. Starts at 5 o'clock, kicks off at 5. So I'm going to jump into a warm up of some kind. While I have a second. I'll just pick something. I'll just write this. This is good enough. I'm just going to put you guys over here. Cheers, Lord. Earning your keep. I know, Harrison. I absolutely hate Pier idling. Use your phone, Steve. Use your phone. Black clothes rolling in. Yeah, well, it's kind of the same as Zwift in a way, isn't it? You have the Zwift companion app, but so apparently when the red numbers flash in the top, that's when you need to back off because you're wasting power by going through the corner. I have a feeling I'm not going to use the big ring at all this evening. Yeah. I do run a 53.39 on this bike, Kareem. On my hill climbing bike I run a 52.36. These events will be mass start, so you know it won't be like, it won't actually be like a real hill climb. Not that I'm bothered too much with that, but it'll be nice motivation. to have some people on the course. There's, I think, 10 of us have signed up for this Pier lane. I don't think so, Lord. I don't think so. I mean, I can get rid of the chat so that I don't have to speak to you a lot. Let's have a look. I didn't mean get rid of you as in like actually get rid of you. You know I didn't mean that. Anyway, let's end ride. And yeah, that was a brilliant warm up, wasn't it? Let's go to race. Registered, Pier lane. Starts in 4.5 minutes. Join event. Here we go. Oh goodness. There's the hill. Pier lane. Oh good grief. What an absolute man. Oh my word. Can you see in the distance? Can you see in the distance where there is a hairpin? Can you see it? So you go around the hairpin and then you can actually see the road going like this way, coming back behind us when we ride to it. Are you genuinely watching this from the beach, Dan? Yeah, this is the official 100 climb, so it's, yeah, it's bang on. These are made based on GPX files, Mick. These have been organised by Cycling Time Trials, so Cycling Time Trials have actually gone out of their way to create these, basically. Yeah, when you go around this hairpin, there's all this noise. When you go around the hairpin, it's a beast. But the actual nationals, the year I did it, when we went up here, we started at the hairpin. So when we come up this first section, this is the old course, so the longer course. So the shorter version starts at the hairpin, and that's where we started the nationals in 2018. So we started on the hairpin, like straight on the gradient, and then over the motorway or the flyover, and then yeah, around the corner. So oh man, can't believe I'm doing it. Is Charlie on the gin yet? No, she's not.
I need a full stomach first.
Need a full stomach first. I know, Dan. Alright, 1 minute. nice. Ruben, yeah. Make sure you remind me about that. Alright. Yeah, so we're not actually on Pier Lane yet. This is the full version of Pier Lane. It doesn't actually start. Oh, I don't even know what gear is starting. Cheers, guys. Thanks. Twenty seconds. I wouldn't actually start a hill climb. Here we go. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not really the course record. That was horrible. Oh, I can taste blood now. it's like it's impossible for me to try and get everything out there. You could see how like my power is just dropping, and A, that's because I haven't done many efforts like that, but B like it's only 3.5 minutes. Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. An actual real climb that's simulated in real life. That is phenomenal. So, as far as I'm concerned, that is a hole in the market that RGT are filling. I spin my legs out. Look how long it takes people to come up this last bit, like including me. That's like, oh, fair one, Stuart, good ride. Like, if you used to do a normal club hill climb in the UK, this is how many people you'd get doing it. Yeah, but for me, Steve, that's too realistic. That's too realistic, so you need to cut a fine balance, because if it's too realistic, I might as well just go outdoors. Yeah, I heard, yeah. Well, apparently that's what happened, yeah. I don't know. Oh, 100%. The gradient simulation is completely different. It's completely different. But in real life, that's exactly how the finish of that hill climb is. Yeah, the Women's Tour of Britain is going to be on this platform. There it is. There's our stats. 4:40 for 3 minutes 22 and 157 beats a minute. That's terrible. Yeah, you can, Billy. As long as they're less than 60 miles. As long as they're less than 60 miles. Yeah, I don't want that though, Steve. I don't want that. If you want it, like, fair enough, but like I said, if it's too realistic, I just get out on the road, you know? So yeah, I mean, 4:40, (197 beats a minute. 197. When my max is like 1.8, 188, 190. Obviously, the time and the speed is not right. Like, if I was doing that in real life, I'd probably go a lot slower. But as an out-and-out effort, 440 watts. Yeah, well, that's true, Billy. In a way. Like, I wasn't, although I was doing a pain face, it wasn't actually painful. I wasn't even getting into oxygen depth. Okay, so No, it doesn't tell you watts per kilos afterwards. That's a bit strange, isn't it? No thank you, I don't want Jackson Bridge. It's too long. Right, let's go for another little spin to ease the legs. So look at the Stelvio. It was about 7.3 watts per kilo, wasn't it? 7.2. Which, considering I did that for 12 minutes in the National Hill Climb Championships. Yeah, so this is a really good training session for me. 2 short, really hard efforts, and then 1 long half-an-hour climb. That's what I call a training session. I've seen videos of this climb being used in actual races on RGT, and that really appeals to me. Racing up the Stelvio, it's my kind of thing. Oh, it's a bit laggy, isn't it? No, Charlie's not on the gym yet. So we've got about 15 minutes until the next hill climb starts. Billy, I actually contacted them. Because the hill climbs that I'm doing now, like they didn't tell me about it. I actually saw it. I saw it on Facebook, and so I contacted them and I said, look, I'll ride it and I'll live stream it, being, you know, British hill climb champ, but I don't expect anything. But they've since been in touch, and you know, we've had chats and things about what they've got coming up, and it's, to be honest, quite good. So and it really, like I've said this time and time again, but it really does make a difference for me to be able to ride climbs or routes that are actually you know, modelled off real life, because there's no better way to prepare in my position. I know a lot of people ride Zwift, for example, for, you know, the racing and the fast average speed, you know, but and for the visuals. But RGT, if you take everything out of it, we've seen how well the group dynamics work already, But I've also turned the graphics down on the game so that I can play, so I can stream it a little bit better. I mean, it is free as well at the end of the day. You know? It is a free platform for the time being, you know? And it's going to suit different people, so the fact that we can race. Oh, nice one, Simon. Nice one. The you know, the fact that you can actually race up the Stelvio, for me, that's like a dream come true. Now I get that obviously not people, you know, a lot of people wouldn't want to race up the Stelvio, but for me, you know, it's amazing. And part of why I'm doing this as well tonight is to, the reason why I put in the description the links to the Strava segments and the actual KOMs is because I want to see like how does it actually stack up. And we know that obviously there's no air resistance in this game, but it's good to see how they correlate. The next race is on a little climb near Oxford, and it's called Streatley Hill. I'll show you it in a second, but it's even shorter than Pier Lane. It's like 800 meters, so it's about 300 meters shorter, but it's definitely not easier. Oh, sorry. It's not in Oxford, is it? Oh, apologies. I think the reason why I said Oxford was because that's where I got the train to ride it. Sorry, Pete. I'm from Wales, what do you expect? We're only 2k up, but we're actually already quite high. Wow, look at that. just leveling off a little bit. 8%. Do you know what this actually helps with as well? Oh, it's a rider. This actually helps with cadence as well. This is very real. Like cadence would probably be this low if I was riding up it. Whoa. On your inside. Alright, we're going to jump into the next race. Steer's better than me, Mick. Alright. It's end ride. Well, what I meant was, Steve, is that the climb is long enough that you have the chance to do low cadence work, for example, for a long climb. Whereas on Zwift, you've only really got the choice of after Zwift, to be honest. Well, even for me, it's 3 races, Simon. Here we go, this is number 2. I'm pulling up for you here. So this is pretty much straight, this road. It's like pretty much dead straight. This is the one that's probably going to suit me the least. As you can see, it's reasonably flat to the bottom. And then the middle part is the steepest. But this is going to be a short one, and it's going to be quite hard. It's going to be quite hard. No, guys, I was not going to say that. And then this is the last race, the longest continual road climb in the UK, and there's 15 of us signed up for it. Yeah, the other entrants are just behind the chat box. But it doesn't give their full names. So we'll see what this one looks like. I dread to think what this looks like. Ah, it's just straight up. Just straight up. Raw Grand Tours did say they want to try and get my national champs jersey in the game. Which is better than what Zwift Zwift haven't done. Not that obviously there are some hill climbing races in Zwift, but just not actually recognised. What do you mean by UI, Mick? user interface. Oh yeah, that's a good well, Michael, I mean, you've come to the right place. It's just these are actual hill climb races tonight, so there won't be a lot of drafting going on, I don't think. But at least, well, actually, let's see. Let's see with this hill. Let's not go off as hard, and let's see if we can draft behind a rider on an 8% gradient. Let's see. There's certainly, for those of you that saw the race I did on Monday night, which was on a flat course, that was amazing. That was far better than Zwift in terms of sitting in a group and then trying to attack. You know, basically I couldn't attack because the way the draft worked, just like in the real world, if I was to attack a bunch, I would have to be putting down so much power to get away because they would just swamp me straight away. Whereas when I was coming to a climb, I was pulling away. If you catch the right event, so on Monday as well, they did a ride with Jakob Fuglsang on RGT, and that had like 60 or 70 riders, and it was actually really good to have 70 riders in an event, and it worked well with 70 riders. That's a big rumour, Matt. That's a big rumour. That would be class though. That'd be really hilly, wouldn't it? And the fact that I've raced at Mount Fuji, I would hope it went up Mount Fuji actually. Yeah, we're giving it a crack, Daz. I don't think I'm going to be very good at it though. Oh, is that right, Ryan? Yeah, that's very true, Lord. It's very true what you're saying there. Very, very true. That's why you need people to try it, isn't it? I'm very much open to it all. Like, I believe that every platform has its own thing, and you know, you could use every platform. You know, I use 2 at the minute. You know, I would use more if others had, you know, different objectives or different advantages to them. You know, I can't see why that would hurt me. Trouble is that some people are contracted, I think. A lot of people are contracted. You see a lot of teams can't race, you know, on RGT for example, because, you know, maybe they have ties with Zwift, so they can't race on other platforms and they have to ride on Zwift. Do you know what we could do though, Matt? We could actually do Lincoln GP on this. You know, the actual course. Oh my word, here we go. Now the proper way to do this obviously would be to not pedal to the start. I'm gonna put out my racing schedule and my riding schedule for you all, so that you know. Richard Gildea is an absolute beast. So is this 226? Is it? I don't think we're gonna get this one. This is the one that's gonna least suit me. Here we go. See if the draft works. 10. See if the draft works. Oh, it does. Only a little bit. 1 watt. $32. Becky's on an absolute flyer. 7 watts. Blimey. Oh, see, only now, this is why I'm struggling. Only now my heart rate's coming up. If you could see it now, my heart rate would probably be higher now than when I was doing the effort. Look how much time Becky hemorrhaged in that last 300 meters. She went out so hard, and then just, well, look at the time difference. She was level with it. I think that's Kieran Savage, actually. He's a very good hill climber, believe it or not, on the UK scene. Some of you will know him. He rides for Sheffield, the Sheffield team. So he's he's been on the scene for a few years. If it is Kieran, I'm guessing it is. So what was the time to beat on that course? What was the record? On Strava? That's the difference in it. It's great actually, because you can see the difference there between yeah, you can see the difference between like a short punchy hill climber and how he actually pulls away versus well, that's kind of how it would work in real life, to be honest. The draft had some kind of effect. I mean, you could see I was saving like 10 watts, but you know, that's nothing. You know, over the course of being on somebody's wheel, you know, 10 watts, you might as well be doing the same power. So in terms of that respect, when you're going up such a steep hill, it's exactly the same in terms of how it would be outdoors. You know, you'd hardly be drafting behind. I'd hardly be getting any draft behind Kickr there at the end. Well, none, evidently. But fair play. Oh, it's Kieran Smith. Sorry, I thought you were Kieran Savage. Has Andrew Feather been to Paris? What's he been doing taking KOMs in Paris? Andrew Feather, every ride he does, he just smashes up climbs and takes KOMs. Every ride he does. I wish I could do that, but I'd never get better if I did that. Anyway, good job, Kieran. That was a big kick you had at the end there, fella. Fair play. I couldn't respond to it. Oh no. Any excuse. You would have won by more. Let's have a look at that statistic. So it was only 600 meters for some reason. My average heart rate, 149. Oh my word. Somebody save me. Somebody save me. '" 2017, that's typical, yeah, Andrew's KOMs will probably stand for a long time. Oh, that's mental. 2 minutes at 440 watts again, so basically exactly the same power as I did for the first hill climb, but a minute shorter for the same wattage. So I've just spent nearly 5 minutes, yeah, or just over 5 minutes now, at 440 watts or above. Well, 440 watts average anyway. Pretty good for 5 minutes of work. It's what I call good polarized training. So, oh, that looks nice. Oh, look, that's, yeah. That can't be right, 5%. It looks like it's downhill. Yeah, I did have a rest, but it's still polarized training. That's the whole point of polarized training. That looks a bit hilly to me. I'm not going to worry about that. There's 34 people riding on there now, on this course. So we've got 20 minutes to spin the legs. Haha, 34 is a crowd. Can I say, I'm absolutely bricking it for this last one. I am genuinely nervous. Just like I would be if I was doing a real hill climb, because it's a climb that suits me, obviously, being 9 kilometers long, and I feel like I want to get the pacing right. I don't want to push myself too hard too early. I also don't want to be beaten. 9 kilometers at about 7 or 8% is the next one. So it's going to take around like 25 to 30 minutes. Cheers, Simon. I think it's just so much stuff going on in there, lad. Like I'm on low resolution, low game resolution and everything. Oh, 6 meters in front. Coming back. Oh no. Cheers, Daz. Oh, I'm getting a little draft here, saving 30 watts. And that's dropping 5 meters behind. Polarized training is basically you spend 80% of your time like training zone 1, zone 2, lower zone 3 if you look at the classic power model, or classic power zones, and then you know, 20% of your time is spent training over lactic threshold. So interval training is just a general term used to describe, yeah, don't be all Robin. Interval training is just, well, it depends how you look at it, Callum. By the way, nice to have you watching. By the way, Callum Ramsey Brown there, guys, in the chat. He does about 1,000 watts for 2 minutes. No joke. And don't hate on that. That's real watts. Callum would probably have put about 30 seconds into me in both of those climbs. The racing's going okay. As you can see, it's a little bit stuttery when I'm riding in the real world like this. But when I'm riding on the actual hill climbs, it's not. It seems to be running perfectly smooth. But the hill climbs are actually quite fun. Like, these hill climbs are actually like Pier Lane. Obviously, you'll know from Pier Lane. that was pretty accurate. Alright, we're going to jump into the last one. Let's have a look. Callum's just a machine. You don't even have to ask any questions. I don't think this last hill climb would suit Callum though. I've done Streetly, yeah. It was just 2 minutes. It was 2 minutes and 20 seconds of, well, me riding 440 watts, but with an average heart rate of like 149 or 150. It's like, you'll know, Callum. Like, it's not long enough for me to get into rhythm, but you know, as you probably heard, it's very steep. So I'm dead straight. So you know, no corners, nothing. You just bomb straight up it. So I've heard you're going really well recently. So if you can just, you know, back off the gas a little bit, you might be alright for October. Oh my word, this is terrifying. Well, thank goodness for that, it doesn't actually start on the hill. Thank goodness for that. Thanks, Gus, for putting that in the chat. Guys, you should know by now that there's I've actually got a different thumbnail. It's not a Zwift thumbnail, and it's actually called RGT. It's not called Zwift. Yes, Rob. Yeah, Callum, I don't think you've seen it, have you? Well, this is Band of Climbers. You might have heard of Band of Climbers. They're up in Newcastle. So they made this skin suit. It's got some pockets on the back, so it's like a speed suit more than a skin suit. Because I was hoping to do some longer climbs in the Alps as well, you know, with some food and whatnot. But this is like the first edition. There's some teething problems because it's the first time they've ever made a skin suit, to be fair to them. And I'm a pretty odd shape. So, you know, my arms are a bit thin. So we have to, like, you know, play around with the arm fit. But yeah, like, I went for black. You know, I went for black because, you know, I didn't want to go for white. I think white's a bit... I mean, white's nice, but I like black. I've always raced in black, so. Black is also slimming. Oh. Oh, it makes me laugh. Yeah, it's Saint Piran black too. Last one. He did, yeah. Kieran did, Callum. Loads of people, to be fair, have been scalping me, Cal. It's old news. I've been trying to work on my sprint recently because, you know, there's nothing really to focus on at the minute. So I've been trying to work on my sprint, and I've added like about 50 watts onto my maximum kick. But that obviously doesn't translate to kind of those anaerobic efforts like strictly. Like, you know, that ride is pretty short. That race is pretty short, like 2.5 minutes. And he cleaned me up right at the end, you know, so that was the bit where I really wasn't gonna where I was gonna get him. It's on Streetly, Josh. You got it, Callum. You got it. That's why I love it. Well, that's why I've grown to love it. Definitely. It's in Berkshire, apparently, Josh. It's down near Oxford. I don't think you have to qualify, Josh. You can just enter. That's right. that is the Stewart, yeah. Does that, David? I've never done this hill either. I've done the previous two that we've just done. I've never done this one, so I don't know how it. I don't know how to read the course. I don't know how to pace it. So. This is going to be more like a time trial, right into your own effort. Yeah, 110% all the way, definitely. Now, I'm probably going to ride this under threshold, to be honest. I have no idea how the KOM is like, what, 28 minutes or something? We'll probably be racing tomorrow morning, right? We usually do an early morning, like mid-morning race tomorrow, Saturday, so I'll see you mid-morning. Cheers, Ryan. I'll try and do a little bit better in this one. It's going to be a long old slog. It's number 3, Chaz. Guys, you do know I'm allowed to get beaten. I don't have to win every single event. Climbing's actually started yet. This is how we pace it. Here we go. Climb's about to start. There we go. So I can't see the elapsed time in the top right. So if you just let me know, like when we've done 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, we're just right into the climb. Whenever it goes steep, press on. And whenever it's off, ease back. That's how you raise the climb. Bit coming up. Yeah, 5 watts per kilo is easy enough. That's why we need more people, Simon. This is so fun. Genuinely. Pace in it. Steep from here. Oh. Well, this is a half finish. That looks horrific up there.
Oh my word. Think how hard that would be in real life. Thank you. Like in all seriousness, that last like 2K was absolutely, that'd have been absolute murder. Oh, I loved it. That is like, those are the efforts that, and that was really motivating. I have to say that was really motivating, like having the climb like constantly change gradient, but you can actually see the gradient change, so you kind of know, just like you would in like out on a real road, you'd be like, yeah, I can see it kicking up, I'm gonna have to kick before I get there. That just made a difference, like, and the speed is so realistic in terms of like when you're climbing, like 25k an hour when I'm riding at 370 watts up a 5% gradient. That's actually what I do outside. Like that's actually what I would do outside. You know, and it's the same when it kicks up really steep. You know, your speed just plummets, and you're just like, I gotta get over this steep bit. Like the quicker I get over the steep bit, the better. And so. Yeah, it's really motivating actually. Like aside, like the first kind of couple of minutes, well, in terms of effort, Michael, in terms of effort, the effort is very real because the effort tends to be longer and you're actually kind of in control of what's happening, if that makes sense. Shall we have a look at the power graph? Or the data anyway, because this could be quite interesting. Oh, what am I doing? This could be quite interesting. The effort was 23.5 minutes, but I feel like 20 minutes of it was on the climb. So 350 watts. 350 watts for that's pretty. Wow, my heart rate is low. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. Wow. So yeah, how do I rate that? I mean, how do I rate that? I rate that. I rate that. That is really, like, for me, and like 100%, you know, there's going to be people in the chat, there's going to be people everywhere that will go, you know, oh, this isn't for me, you know, this is not realistic, this is like crap graphics. Well, in terms of effort, like, for me, you know, and you guys know I'm performance orientated most of the time, for me that is, I mean, average speed, like that is spot on, like, you know, 22k an hour. 22k an hour is pretty standard for a climb of that kind of gradient and length. I'm gonna check that out on Strava now. Cheers, Matt. I think you'll make a good. Short distance Philippe Gilbert style. Charlie's stabbing the
Sorry, I'm starving dinner.
she's stabbing dinner. It's a meal deal from the supermarket because it's our celebration night. That is mega. You make a good biscuit eater. Yeah. For sure. So there we go. There we have it. Just as I imagined. It was just as good. James, do you want to introduce yourself? Do you want to introduce yourself to the chat? Lots of interesting comments in the chat, and lots of positivity, which I like, because you know, at the end of the day, we're all trying to get better, and everything's trying to improve. Could improve my cadence. I'm glad Harry's not here. If Harry was here, he would not approve of that cadence. So yeah, I've screenshotted all these. I'm going to post them on Twitter and Instagram. Oh, I see what you mean now, Matt, where you said the Lincoln Grand Prix is cancelled. Well, that's no surprise, is it? But why is it only now they've made that decision? Anyway, that concludes our hill climbing extravaganza for this evening. A little bit different. But certainly enjoyable from my perspective. From an effort wise, I made a lot of quality out of this evening. Exactly. Riders won't want to race in September. Michael, that is a brilliant idea. That is a brilliant idea. Oh my word, that might well be the greatest idea I've ever heard. Thank you for that suggestion. It will be noted. Don't think I could do 47. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna end it there. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back this weekend as per usual. Charlie might join us for some fun. She might not ride, but she might be here for more support. She might help with a bit of filming to get something a bit different, rather than, you know, you just see my face directly in the camera with the camera right there. So yeah, we'll get her more involved. Now that she hasn't got her head in books. Yeah, mid-morning tomorrow roughly. And also, you might have seen the Women's Tour of Britain is going to be on RGT as well. So big potential there to have the women's race on there for sure. Lord, it'll be around that time as per usual. Yeah. Around 9, 10, usually around 9. Give me a chance to get up and shake off the sleep. Okay, I am going to end it there now, peeps. I'm gonna have to go and do me duties. So I will see you this weekend. That was an absolute blast. I loved racing those hill climbs. Alright. See you soon. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, something new, something different. And thank you for watching. As usual, you hardcore bunch of fans.